stage the health and wellness presence, and we're going to start this topic on strategizing and creating a better environment to make more money. So Dan Kleckner is one of our top level TPI certified experts in the Pacific Northwest. He runs 3 businesses, Cutting Edge Fitness, and he's helping provide solutions for golf pros, fitness professionals, and his students on how to get better results. And he's going to talk to us about some of the strategies and tips on how to maximize the business side of things. So I'd like everybody to put their heads together, and well, hands together first, and then your heads together to listen. So Dan, thanks, buddy.
Thanks. All right, thanks, Lance. It's a pleasure to be back here again. This is my 2nd year at the PGA Show. I was here last year as well, and I have to be transparent with you guys. I am going to teach you nothing about the golf swing today. We're not going to talk about the swing. We're not going to talk about fitness. We're not going to talk about any of that stuff, so I apologize if that's what you guys are here to see. This is also the last speaking time of the day, so this is always usually challenging because everybody's kind of checked out by the end of the day, but I promise we're going to keep you guys engaged, give you a lot of information that you can take home and do from day one. So I think the thing with business is everybody gets into the fitness industry or the golf teaching industry because they want to help people get better. They want to help their clients to better health. They want to help them hit the ball further, whatever it is. But I think if we're all being honest, we all want to make money in this industry too, and I don't think that's a bad thing. I've spoken at a lot of these conferences and seminars before, whether it be just for golf fitness or just fitness business, and I also mentor a lot of different PGA coaches and personal trainers that own their own businesses, and the common thing and common theme that I'm always seeing is they get into the industry, they're really enjoying it, they're passionate about working with their clients, but then at some point they hit that wall and they end up burning out a little bit, and they're usually doing split shifts or working 10 to 12 hour days, exchanging time for money, doing hourly lessons, hourly sessions, and they eventually hit that wall. And for me, that kind of opened up my eyes when I was a personal trainer and going through that and doing a lot of split shifts and stuff. And we have the gyms that I own, we have certain revenue goals, I have a certain amount of money that I want to make goals wise, but what it boils down to for me is all money is to me is freedom. And what that means is that I want to have the freedom, the financial freedom to be able to do what I want, and also be able to have the personal freedom to control my time and control what I'm able to do with that. So for me, the amount of money I make is just to create the freedom for me to do the things that I want to be able to do. I have a wife and 3 kids, and it's really important for me to be able to spend time with them, to be able to travel around, to be able to go to their sporting events and not be that dad that's always at work and missing that kind of stuff. So the vehicle for me to be able to do that is these 3 gyms that I own, and I own 2 gyms in Washington and 1 in Montana, and they have been able to create that vehicle for me to create personal and financial freedom to be able to do the things that I want to do. And I'm going to share some of those secrets with you guys today, and we're going to boil all that stuff down as we go through it. But before we do that, I kind of want you guys to reflect on 2 things. And the first thing I want you to reflect on real quickly is, do you have a business or do you have a job? And what I mean by that is, if you're somebody that just exchanges time for money, whether that be lessons or personal training sessions, you don't really have a business, you more so just have a job. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's okay if you have a job. My only kind of rebuttal to that would be what's your exit strategy for that? If you're somebody that is constantly doing that, are you going to give lessons and personal training sessions till you're 65 or 70? If you are, that's great. I have no problem with that. There's some people that do that. But like I said, for me, I always wanted more than that. I wanted to be able to have the personal freedom and financial freedom to be able to control my schedule more and not have to worry about doing personal training sessions and lessons till I was 65. So that's the first thing I want you guys to reflect on, is whether, if you're personally looking at your situation, do you have a job or do you have a business? And if you have a business, that should be a vehicle that create money while you're gone. So for instance, like I said, I have 3 gyms that are running right now that are all able to generate profit while I'm not there. Granted, obviously I have to check email and rely on my staff and get a hold of them and stuff if something goes wrong, but I'm able to come and travel and talk to you guys or go take trips with my wife and kids and stuff, and those 3 gyms are still able to run without me being there, which to me is kind of the definition of a business versus having a job. The other thing I want you guys to reflect on is looking at your day-to-day and what your schedule looks like. Are you actually working on the business, or are you working in the business? And what I mean by that is, if you're somebody that's working in the business, maybe you're the technician that is providing all these lessons or providing these training sessions. Again, there's nothing wrong with that if that's what you like to do, but you're going to be very limited to be able to grow your business if you're the person that is always working in the business versus somebody that's working on the business. So somebody that's working on the business maybe has a staff that's able to do those training sessions for them or able to do the lessons for them, and their day-to-day, which is like what I focus on, is working on the business. So maybe it's working on marketing, maybe it's working on retention, maybe it's working on programming, but your day-to-day, you are working on the business versus being the person that is in the business. So those are the two things I kind of want you to reflect on as we dive deep into this, is whether you're working on your business or in your business versus on a day-to-day basis, and also whether you feel like you have a job or you actually have a business that is running itself. So the first thing we're going to get into, we're going to talk about three main things today about how you can financially grow your business and become successful within. Some of you might be PGA pros out there, and this might not be applicable if you're at a club or something like that, but there may come a time and a point down the road where you do want to open up your own thing and create that personal freedom and financial freedom. And so this may still be applicable to you even if you're still in a club right now where you don't have a lot of control over the business. But the three things that we're going to go over today is going to be marketing, sales, and then what are the numbers, kind of the key performance indicators and stuff that we should be looking at on a monthly basis in order to have this growth in the business. So the first thing we're going to talk about and hit on is marketing, and honestly, that could be a half an hour talk on its own. I've gone to fitness and golf seminars and done 2 to 3 hour talks on marketing before. We're going to try to really condense it down today. For a lot of people, putting yourself out there on social media and marketing could be scary, and even running a business for a lot of people can be scary. So I want to give you guys really small, easy, digestible tips that you can start to utilize for that. But before I do that, I always like to get the inside of the audience and learn what you guys are currently doing for marketing. So if you're a PGA pro or you own your own business or a fitness business, does anybody want to share any marketing things that they are currently doing that has helped them to drive leads and drive people in the door?
Yeah, so one of the things that I'll do is I like to engage with the audience and ask them questions of what could they benefit from, and then create my content around the solution for them.
That's great. So what he said is engaging the audience and asking questions around to individualize more of their solution. Does anybody else have any stuff that they utilize that works really well for them from a marketing perspective? Anybody? Okay, that's okay. We're kind of at the end of the day. I know everybody's getting a little tired here. So the three things that I think anybody can focus on from a marketing perspective, the first thing is video testimonials. I think where a lot of PGA pros and fitness professionals make mistakes is they focus all their content and all their social media on them, whether it's them hitting a golf ball, them working out. And to be honest, a lot of people don't really want to see that. For us, for instance, like our target demographic is 40 to 60-year-old clients. That's kind of what we work with in Seattle and Montana, where I'm at. So those type of clientele that are scrolling through Facebook or scrolling through Instagram, they typically don't want to see some jacked 25-year-old dude working out. That's not going to make them want to join our gym, or vice versa. They don't necessarily want to see some club pro that can hit it 320 yards because they can't relate to that at all. So the biggest mistake that people make with marketing is not letting their clients speak for them. And the biggest advice I can give for that is allowing your clients to sell your story, because if you're trying to attract that 40 to 60-year-old demographic, those people want to see like-minded people on social media that they can relate to, that's then going to welcome them into your gym or your teaching professionals or whatever it is. So we use video testimonials a lot. They're really easy to shoot. You can shoot them on your iPhone or whatever phone you have. There's a great app called